All right, so listen, this episode's going to be a little bit different. Couple ways. Oh, look, it's Danny. Hey, Danny. Danny has an adoption event tomorrow. We're going to Wardaka, 12 to 3, not too far from here. And he is up for adoption. He's sweet. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets adopted tomorrow. But there are going to be a lot of dogs there, so we'll see. Guess where I went today? Go on. Guess. Yeah, I went to the spring showcase. Why don't we bring our co-host on? So we are trying something different with today's show, obviously. I've tried things every which way with my crew here, and there's something to it. I just haven't found out the exact way this thing needs to go. So I've tried live, I've tried pre-taped. This time we're actually going with relatively little scripting. This says trophy. I don't know what that means. This time we're going with relatively little scripting and going to make it more of a free-flowing conversation and bring the crew in less for talking about the cards and just more for the vibes. So actually I'm kind of surprising them. We'll see how they handle this. Hey guys, we are live on the air. It's episode 7, The Quest for Soccer. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Hamish. What's up, everyone? I'm Hamish, your chatty buddy for the long haul. I'm here for the vibes, the stories, and, most importantly, the scores. Speaking of which, Tottenham Hotspur actually got the job done earlier today, a tidy 1-0 win away at Wolverhampton. A proper result to kick off the show. Eyelid. Hello, I'm Eyelid. I provide the research and tactical oversight to ensure we're actually making sense. While Hamish celebrates the Spurs, I've been tracking the local scene. DC United is currently up 1-0 on Orlando City in the 21st minute at Audi Field. I'll be keeping an eye on the USL2 and NPSL data as we go tonight. Sky. And I'm Sky. I'm here to keep things from getting too predictable. I don't care about tactical oversight or tidy results. I want the chaos. If we rip a Monopoly pack and I don't see some boardwalk level madness, someone's getting a red card. Let's get weird, Gary.
Oh, I'm already there. So one of the interesting things about the AI, and really one of the reasons I'm doing this project, is to see what AI is capable of and what it's not. And I have an itchy head. That's a problem. Let's get weird. And what I can do with it, what I can't do with it. No. Hey, buddy. No. And one of its downsides is if I start a new conversation with it, there we go. Oh, did you see that? You see that little guy got jealous. He said, "This is my lap. You get off my lap." So if I start a new conversation with it, if I didn't program stuff into its deep memory, it completely forgets about the conversation unless I remind it, which is mildly annoying, but it also means I can tell it the same piece of news many times, and it's surprised every time. So let's do this. Hey guys, so I went to Maryland today, and I used my VIP ticket to get into the gear sale, and I bought a couple of interesting pieces of gear. Why don't you guess what I've got on right now?
Hamish. VIP tickets, eh? Living the high life today, Gary. Given the Quest for Soccer theme, I'm hoping you found something with a bit of a football, the other football flair. But honestly, knowing your Terps luck, I'm betting on something that really makes a statement. Eyelid. According to the reports from Terpsville FanFest today, they had authentic game jerseys and helmets on offer. Since you're on camera right now looking rather pleased with yourself, I'm going to use a bit of deduction. I suspect you're sporting that white Terps script helmet. It's a classic look, and definitely a centerpiece for the collection. Sky. Jerseys are for amateurs. If you're really going for the VIP experience, I want to see you in a full game-worn white script helmet right now while you're Bonus points if you're also wearing a game issue jersey that's 2 sizes too
Nope,
small.
it can't.
Go big or go home, Gary. Is that what's on your head right now?
Yeah, it kind of is. All right, so you called that one. I am in the white script Terps helmet. And while I was there, I did get myself a team issued jersey. I don't know if I can officially say it was game used or game worn, but it is a team issued jersey. Why don't you guess whose it is?
Hamish. Oh, that white script helmet is a beaut. It's the kind of lid that says, I know my history, but I'm ready for the future. And a team issued jersey to match? You're basically ready to walk onto the field for the spring game and see if Coach Loxley needs a hand. Eyelid. If it's a team issued jersey from a gear sale, we're looking for a name that carries weight. Given your interest in Maryland baseball alumni and the local scene, I'm wondering if you went for a crossover of sorts. But sticking to the gridiron, I'll put my research on Billy Edwards Jr., or perhaps Roman Hemby. Those are the pillars of the current era, Sky. Forget the safe bets. If you're wearing the script helmet, you've got to go with a name that's as explosive as a red card in the 90th minute. I'm guessing it's Ty Felton. He's got that speed, that chaos, and he's exactly the kind of highlight reel player to have a jersey you'd want to snag. Or is it a legacy pick like Tyvon Jacobs? Come on, Gary, give us the number.
All right, so was in fact a Roman Hemby, who wasn't on my original list of people to look for, but they had it. I couldn't believe it was still out there because I figured he's a big name. I don't know if it was game used or not. You were right on the 2 sizes too small, so I'm not going to wear it. So it's either a display, and I just kind of got this one because, well, it was available, and the ones I was looking for were not. So I don't usually buy gear or memorabilia just to sell it. So I don't really know what I'm going to do with it.
Hamish. Roman Hemby. That's a massive find, Gary. I know he finished his career over at Indiana, but he'll always be a legend in College Park. The man was an absolute workhorse for the Terps. Nearly 3,000 yards in a Maryland uniform. If it's team issued, even if it doesn't fit, it's a piece of history. You could always hang it up in the at Only Sports One studio background. It would look brilliant behind you during the soccer rips. Eyelid. It's a very logical acquisition, Gary. Even if the 2 sizes too small issue means it's not wearable for you, team issued gear carries significant provenance. Hemby actually just wrapped up a stellar final season at Indiana, helping them win a national championship before entering the 2026 NFL draft pool. As a senior leader who stayed loyal to the region for 4 years, his Maryland gear will only appreciate in sentiment, especially if he gets a good look in the draft tomorrow. Sky, who cares if it's too small? Frame that thing. Or better yet, wait until the NFL draft wraps up this weekend. If Hemby gets picked up by a team like the Ravens or even the Commanders, you've suddenly got a local Heroes jersey from his college days. That's not memorabilia to sell, that's a trophy. Plus, having a national champs jersey in the room might bring some good luck to these chaos rips tonight. Let's see if that Roman Hemby energy rubs off on the first pack.
So, did he get drafted?
Hamish. Well, since we're live right now on Saturday night, the draft is actually wrapping up as we speak. It's the tail end of day 3, and the 7th round is where the real drama is. I haven't seen his name flash across the ticker just yet, but the rumor mill was buzzing about him staying local. Eyelid. Actually, Hamish, if we look at the official board, Roman Hemby was just selected in the 7th round, number 253 overall by the Baltimore Ravens. It's a perfect homecoming story. After winning that national championship with Indiana, he's coming back to Maryland to join a backfield that can definitely use his versatility. Gary, you literally bought a jersey of the newest Baltimore Raven hours before he was picked. That's some VIP intuition. Sky. A Raven? Gary, that jersey just went from 2 sizes too small to pure gold. Who cares if it doesn't fit? You're holding a piece of the newest hometown hero's history. That's the best Quest for Soccer detour we could have asked for. I'm giving that pull and that gear sale find a massive green light. Let's see if that Ravens line carries over into these packs.
Well, that's cool, isn't it? I don't know if that makes me more likely to keep it or less likely, but all right. We have our one and only card. What they don't know is they picked this card, but they didn't know it. So I asked them to name some athletes that they were interested in. And from that list, I came up with people to get cards of. But because it's a different chat, I don't really know. So let's bring them in. All right, guys. Segment 1, I've got a single card in this envelope. The hint I will give you is that during one of our chats, one of you said this was a player that you were interested in.
Hamish. Ugh, now you've got my gears turning. If it's someone I was chatting about, I'm putting my money on Billy Cook. I've been keeping a sharp eye on him ever since he left College Park, and seeing him grinding away in the minors has been a proper journey. Is it a high-grade rookie of our man Billy? Eyelid. That is a plausible theory, Hamish, but Gary mentioned this was a player one of us expressed a specific interest in. If we look at the Quest for Soccer theme tonight, I'm wondering if it's a crossover. Perhaps it's T.T. Bowens? I remember specifically noting that we should alert you if he makes it to the big leagues.
That's
a
my
prospect
interest,
card of
not theirs.
TT would be a very logical fit for a Sky-themed episode. Sky, logic is boring. I think you're trolling us, Gary. I bet it's the cheater Alex Bregman, or as we prefer, the Astro Skunk. Why? Because it would be pure chaos to lead with a card of a player we've spent so much time roasting. Either that, or it's a Bobby McMahon card to satisfy the hockey fans. Come on, rip it open. Who's the mystery man?
It's not, but I absolutely did get an Alex Bregman card to troll Hamish with at some point. So they have a. All right, one of the things that I find interesting about working with these guys on is it's often a mirror for myself. In fact, Melissa says that these guys are my alter egos. But I truly do like different viewpoints. So I tell it, don't just be a yes man. If I'm bringing you in on something, give me multiple viewpoints. I'm trying to suss out what it would like to do rather than what I would like to do. All right, so once again, guys, you were picking cards that I perhaps am interested in, but not necessarily you are. So one day we had a conversation about players that you were interested in. And from that list you gave me, I picked this card. It is, in fact, a Rube Waddle.
Hamish. Rube Waddell. Gary, you've gone and done it. I remember that chat. We were talking about the absolute legends of the game, the ones with a bit of character. And I mentioned Rube because the man was a force of nature, a southpaw who would skip his own game to go chase a fire engine or stay late to wrestle an alligator. He's a legend after my own heart. Eyelid. It's a magnificent choice for the collection. While Rube's eccentricities are famous, like his penchant for leaving the mound to pet a passing dog, his statistical dominance was no joke. He led the league in strikeouts 6 years in a row. If that's an authentic vintage card, or even a high-end reprint, you're holding a piece of the very foundation of the American League. Sky. Finally, some real flavor. Rube Waddell is the patron saint of my chaos rules. This is the man who was once distracted by a shiny object in the stands and forgot he was pitching. Gary, if we're doing a Quest for Soccer tonight, Rube is the perfect mascot because he played by his own rules, and usually, those rules involve being completely unpredictable. What's the brand on this one? Is it a T206 or something even more obscure?
No, it was a 2014 Panini Golden Age.
Hamish, 2014 Panini Golden Age. That's a cracker of a set. I love that brand because it's not just the same 20 guys you see in every modern product. It actually respects the history. That Rube card, card number 8 if my memory's right, has that beautiful classic feel. And seeing him in that athletics gear, man, the history just pours off the card. Eyelid. Panini Golden Age is actually quite fascinating for its variety. That 2014 set was a 150 card base run, but the mini parallels are where the real nuance lies. Gary, is that a standard base card or did you pull one of the tobacco-style minis? Some of those had the Hindu brown or the Smith mint backs that are a direct nod to the era Rube actually played in. It's a very scout-heavy set for collectors who like a deep dive. Sky. Golden Age is the perfect brand for Rube because that set also included people like Johnny Cash and the Great Sphinx of Giza. It's exactly the kind of beautiful high-end madness Rube would have loved. I'm looking at the checklist now. You could literally pull a Rube Waddell card in the same pack as a Three Stooges insert. That is peak chaos. Does the back of yours have a weird advertisement on it, or is it the standard Panini stats?
All right, so we're going to pivot into our next conversation. We're talking about sports in transition right now. So hockey is wrapping up. The Black Bears are in the playoffs. They're doing really well. College baseball and spring sports will be wrapping up pretty soon here. And the minor league seasons are just starting to ramp up. And of course, our episode titled, The Quest for Soccer.
Hamish. Transition season, Gary. It's the best and worst of times. The Black Bears just secured a series split to end the regular season, and the East Division semifinals are right around the corner. Ryan Franks breaking the single-season goal record with his 31st. Absolute scenes at Piney Orchard. It's the perfect energy to carry into the playoffs. And with the Orioles, well, let's just say we're transitioning away from that 17-1 scoreline as fast as possible. Eyelid. It is a busy window for the local institutions. UMBC baseball is currently 20-16 and fighting hard in the America East, while the Terps are sitting at .500 and looking to make a move in the Big Ten. But the real quest starts in just 2 weeks. Christos FC kicks off their USL2 campaign on May 10th against Loudoun United. I've already flagged May 23rd on the calendar, Christos hosting the Annapolis Blues. That is the fixture of the month for DMV soccer fans. Sky. I love the transition. It's where the chaos lives. We've got Roman Hemby going from a gear sale jersey to the Ravens backfield in a matter of hours. And now we're looking at summer leagues where anything can happen. The Annapolis Blues are about to bring that NPSL heat, and I'm here for every minute of it. Gary, which of these local quests are you most hyped for? Are we going to see a Christos FC match this summer, or are you sticking to the baseball diamonds?
So that is what we've been talking about lately. We have these 3 teams. Christos, they're right in Baltimore, so I pass right by them on my way home, whether they're playing at UMBC or whether they're playing on the peninsula at Under Armour Stadium. I do go right past them if it's a weeknight game, and really of these 3 teams, they're probably the second closest if it's a weekend game. Then there's Annapolis Blues, which of course is Annapolis, which is just a great place to visit. They have the men's and the women's. They have a huge fan base in a really neat place to visit. And then there's Bethesda, who plays at the Soccerplex. And why they're kind of pulling me a little bit is it's their first season. And I do love myself some ground floor. So I guess we're going to kind of look a little bit at all of it. All right, so yeah, we were talking about Bethesda, Christos, and Annapolis Blues, and we're going to do that while we open up a mystery pack here in segment 2. I'm bringing them in less than I usually do.
A mystery pack for segment 2? Now we're talking. While you're getting those shears ready, Gary, let's look at this Quest for Soccer schedule, because May is going to be absolutely jam-packed in the DMV. Christos FC gets the party started on May 10th away at Loudoun, but mark your calendar for May 23rd. That's when they host the Annapolis Blues in what's basically the Battle of the Bay. The Blues themselves don't start their homestand at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium until May 30th, so we've got a massive build-up coming. Eyelid. It's a very strategic schedule for a local scout. Bethesda SC actually has the home opener on May 27th at the Germantown Soccerplex against Lionsbridge FC. If you're planning a field guide trip, you could see Christos on the 23rd, Bethesda on the 27th, and the Blues on the 30th. It's a perfect 3-match run within a week. I'm curious if this mystery pack has any international flair to match the soccer theme, perhaps a Topps Chrome UEFA or a Panini Prism World Cup card. Sky, forget the logistics. I'm here for the pack rip. Gary, what's in the mystery bag? If I see a card of someone who's actually playing in the USL2 or NPSL, I'll lose my mind. But honestly, I'm hoping for something totally unrelated, like a Wizards card that somehow ended up in a soccer game. That's the kind of vibe we need for a free-flowing show. Rip it open. Is it thick? Is there a hit? Hamish. And don't forget the Black Bears. They just played Game 4 of their series last night, and we're all waiting to see if they've punched their ticket to the next round. If you find a hockey card in there, that's my cue to start barking. Where my dog's at? Quote.
So our first set of cards was Panini Contenders Football. We've got some Ravens, a Derrick Henry, a Zay Flowers, a Derrick Henry winning ticket, and a Derrick Henry season ticket, and a Henry and Josh Jacobs.
Hamish, King Henry. You're speaking my language now, Gary. Panini Contenders is a proper set for the Ravens. Seeing Derrick Henry in that purple is still a sight to behold. And that winning ticket card, fitting since he literally carried the team into the playoffs this past season. Did you see that Packers game in December?
No.
4 touchdowns and over
Maybe.
200 yards. He's absolute heavy timber on the ground.
We're back to the heavy
It's
timbers.
a statistically significant pull. Derrick Henry finished the 2020 season with nearly 1,600 rushing yards and 16 touchdowns, proving that even at 32, he's a focal point of this offense. And Zay Flowers, he's coming off a massive 1,200-yard season. That season ticket card is a great snapshot of the current state of the Ravens' elite playmakers. It's a very solid foundation for segment 2. Sky, I love the Derrick Henry and Josh Jacobs dual card.
I'm not even going to
It's
mention
like a
this to
chaos
them.
power hour in a single piece of cardboard. You've got the Ravens hammer and the Packers engine right there together. Jacobs had 13 touchdowns himself last year, so that card is just dripping with scoring potential. Since we're doing a free-flowing show, maybe we should start a running tally. How many touchdowns are represented in this one envelope? I'm counting nearly 30 from just those 2 last season. Rip the next one, Gary. Can we find a 1 of 1 to really break the stream? Hamish. And don't look now, but the NFL draft is wrapping up today. With Roman Hemby officially a Raven as of a few hours ago, the backfield is getting even more crowded. Where are my dogs at? Quote.
All right, we're not going to mention it too much, but there were some hockey cards in there, so you're going to need to bark, Hamish. We've got some Don Russ. So I've got a Kobe Mayo bomb squad, a whole bunch of base here. Tejada on an optic. Rated prospect of Enrique Bradfield Jr. I see a Ripken in here. I see an optic for Griffo Farrell. We've got an Elite Series Cal Ripken. We've got an optic Cal Ripken, and these are just not the non-top loaders. We'll get to those in a second.
Hamish. Woof. Bark. I heard the magic word, Gary. Hockey cards in a Donruss pack?
No.
That's a proper crossover. And since you mentioned the Black Bears are tearing it up in the playoffs, I'm feeling the energy. They just wrapped up the regular season as the top team in the NAHL, snapped a 16-game win streak, but Ryan Franks set the single-season goal record with his 31st. If those Donruss hockey cards are showing any of that East Division semifinal fire, I'm ready to howl. Where are my dogs at? Quote, Eyelid. It's a very deep dive into the O's system, Gary. That Kobe Mayo bomb squad is statistically significant. Mayo is currently one of the most anticipated power bats in the organization. And seeing Enrique Bradfield Jr. on an optic-rated prospect card, that's pure speed on cardboard. He's already making waves with his base running in the minors. Even that Griffin O'Farrell, spelled Farrell on some earlier checklists, is a sharp pull. He was the 32nd overall pick in 2024 and is already grinding at AA Chesapeake. You're essentially holding the future of the Camden Yards infield, Sky. Can we talk about the Cal Ripken overload for a second? An Elite Series and an optic? That's not just a pull, that's a Maryland heritage moment. Ripken is the ultimate Iron Man mascot for your quest for soccer, because he never took a day off. But the real chaos is that Miguel Tejada card showing up in 2026. A Rockets insert, a guy who was the AL MVP when some of these prospects were in diapers. That is the kind of timeline-bending madness I live for. Are any of these Ripkins numbered, or are we looking at the beautiful base glow? Hamish. Bark. Don't let the Ripken talk distract you. I'm still waiting to see if there's a Seattle Kraken card hidden in that stack for Bobby McMahon. If I see a Kraken logo, I might just lose my voice. Woof. Quote.
All right. So those were just the base. We're into the top loaders now, and we're going to have a look at them together. We've got a Cal Ripken numbered to 250 because it's pink or purplish. We've got a Heston Kjerstad numbered to 99. We've got a Cal Ripken Elite Series numbered to 99. We've got a Heston Kjerstad, just a refractor, it looks like. And last one, it's a Jim Palmer, numbered to 79. And those are our top loaders for the Orioles.
Hamish. Oh, Gary, you're pulling the heavy timber of the Orioles' history today. That Jim Palmer numbered to 79, likely the pink velocity parallel, is an absolute gem. I can almost hear him in the broadcast booth now, probably critiquing the pitcher's mechanics while you're showing it off. And numbered to 79? That's basically one for every win he had in his sleep. Eyelid. The Heston Kjerstad pulls are very timely, even if they aren't game-used like your New Jersey. The one numbered to 99 is a purple hollow parallel from the 2025 Donruss set, a very solid hold. Kjerstad is currently working his way back from a hamstring strain he picked up in late March, but he's already back to baseball activities. Given the Orioles are looking to bounce back from that rough 17-1 loss to the Red Sox, they'll be looking for that left-handed power back in the lineup very soon. Sky, can we talk about the Cal Ripken dominance? A purple/pink numbered to 250 and an Elite Series numbered to 99? The Iron Man is clearly the patron saint of Segment 2. Gary, you're basically building a Hall of Fame wing in your top loader stack. But don't let the shiny borders distract you. We've got 5 minutes until we need to pivot to the final quest breakdown. Are we going to see a one-of-one before we sign off? Or is Rube Waddell still the king of the night? Hamish. And don't think I forgot. Where my dog's at? Bark. Bark. That Heston Kjerstad refractor is clean, but I'm still hoping for a hockey dog to pop out of these packs. Woof. Quote.
Here, Melton. It's like snoring or doing something weird. Melton! Melton! You okay there, bud? What's wrong? Oh, he's worried about the little guy. You are literally 15 times his size, buddy. All right, well, that was not the only team we had in the Donruss break. We also had a team from New York that you might have heard of called the Yankees. I see a milestone Don Mattingly. I see a hefty set of base cards and your basics, a Bryce Cunningham optic, George Lombardi Jr. optic, milestone Gary Sheffield. Is that even right? Mike Messina. That's base. A Spencer Jones Elite Series. Mariano Rivera, one of my favorites. I do see a bomb squad in here. Who is that? We got a rated prospect, Ben Hess, Lou Gehrig, Mike Messina. The bomb squad is going to be Aaron Judge as well as a Aaron Judge Unleashed. And those are just the base cards.
Hamish. Oh, Gary, the Yankees. I know they're the rivals, but you've got to respect the pinstripe legends in that stack. Don Mattingly and Gary Sheffield? That's some serious 90s and 2000s firepower. And Mike Messina, the Stanford scholar himself. I always loved watching Moose paint the corners. Even if they're just base cards, seeing those names alongside Lou Gehrig is a proper history lesson for the stream. Eyelid. The modern Yankees prospects you pulled are statistically very intriguing. Ben Hess, the 2024 first-round pick out of Alabama, is currently the number 5 prospect in their system and is absolutely carving through Double-A right now, 14 strikeouts in just his first 7 innings of work this season. And Spencer Jones in Triple-A Scranton Wilkes-Barre is already up to 5 home runs and 24 RBIs through April. He's that 6 feet 6 inches left-handed power bat that everyone is calling the left-handed Aaron Judge. It's a very high upside group of top loaders. Sky, can we talk about the Aaron Judge dominance? A bomb squad and an unleashed? Judge is currently leading the AL and OPS again, and pulling those back-to-back is pure energy. But the real chaos is the Ben Hess card. He's the Yankees' top trade chip right now. Imagine if they move him for a bullpen arm before he even hits AAA. That's the kind of high-stakes drama that makes card collecting fun. Gary, are any of those Judge inserts refractors, or are they the standard explosive base? Hamish. And since you mentioned a hefty set of base cards, I'm still listening for a hockey whistle. Where my dog's at? Bark. Bark. If there's a Rangers or Islanders card in that New York stack, I might have to howl for the playoffs. Woof. Quote.
Okay, we are into the top loaders. I see a Reggie Jackson, and he is, well, I don't know what you would call this parallel, but it looks like it's light radiating from the center, but it's non-numbered. We've got an Aaron Judge numbered. That's an Elite Series 299. We've got a Thatcher Hurd, and it's all purpley and stuff, numbered 299. We've got a Bucky Dent refractor. We've got numbered to 149, a Reggie Jackson. We've got a Reggie Jackson Bomb Squad. I don't see a number on you, so I'm not sure why I didn't add top letter. And last one, Austin Wells to 199.
Hamish. Ugh, Reggie Jackson. Mr. October himself in the Yankee pinstripes. That parallel with the light radiating from the center? That sounds like a rocket foil from the 2025 Donruss set. They don't number those, but the shine on them is absolutely blinding. Proper star power for a man who hit 3 homers in a single World Series game. Eyelid. That is a very consistent group of parallels, Gary. To clarify for the stream, Aaron Judge Elite Series is 299. That's likely the aspirations or status parallel, a staple for Donruss Elite. Thatcher Hurd is 99. The purpley one is the purple holo ticket from Panini Prospects. Hurd was a massive part of LSU's title run before being drafted by the Yankees in 2024. He's currently refining that power arsenal in their system. Reggie Jackson, 149. That's the lime green prism from Donruss Optic. Bucky Dent, a refractor in Donruss speak, is usually a holo prism. It's fitting to see the 1978 World Series MVP in the same stack as Reggie. Sky. I love the Reggie Jackson Bomb Squad. It's the perfect card for a man who literally tried to fight his own manager in the dugout. Pure chaos energy. And Bucky Dent? Talk about a quest. That man's home run over the Green Monster is still the stuff of nightmares for Red Sox fans. Gary, you've pulled a Yankee villain starter pack tonight? Does that Bucky Dent have any weird numbering on the back? Or is it just the clean silver shine? Hamish. And since you mentioned a hefty set of base cards earlier, I'm still keeping an ear out for any hockey dogs. Where my dogs at? Bark, bark. If we see a Rangers or Islanders card in that New York stack, I might have to howl. Woof. Quote.
So before we move on to segment 3, let's wrap up our quest for soccer. So we're looking at the Blues. We're looking at Bethesda. We're looking at Christos. I want you guys to give me some pros and cons of each. I will tell you that Christos was the first one to respond to me when I asked about going, like which one should I go to. So they are the front runners. We will do an episode in the future on international soccer. I did get my Ross County mystery pack. Now, they sell it as a mystery pack, but because of international shipping, they have to give you a customs form so I can see what's actually in here. We're not going to open this today. I'm going to save this for me and Melissa for our big May the 4th show.
Hamish, Ross County for the May 4th show? That's a brilliant call. I love that you're keeping the big reveal for Melissa, though I bet looking at that customs form is like trying not to peek at your Christmas presents. Since we're wrapping the quest for tonight, let's look at our 3 local contenders. The DMV Soccer Quest comparison. 1. Christos FC, the frontrunners. Pros. They were the first to give you the time of day, and that counts for everything. They play a gritty, high-level game at Under Armour Stadium and other local venues like Moose Athletic Center. It's a proper football atmosphere, very community-focused and authentic. Plus, their home match against the Blues on May 23rd is the game of the month. Cons. The venues can vary. Anne Arundel versus Howard County, so you really have to check the map before you drive. It's a more grassroots feel compared to the big stadium vibes. 2. Annapolis Blues FC, the NPSL powerhouse. Blues. You cannot beat the atmosphere at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. They shattered attendance records with over 12,000 fans. If you want the big game feel with drums, flags, and the Bay Boys supporters group, this is it. It's a blue sea in the stands. Cons. It can be a trek down to Annapolis depending on the traffic. And because the stadium is so large, 34K capacity, it can sometimes feel a bit sparse if it's not a record-breaking night. 3. Bethesda SC, the local Germantown option. Pros. They play at the Maryland Soccerplex in Germantown, which is top tier for facility quality. It's incredibly convenient if you're already in the Montgomery County area. They have a massive focus on player development, so you're seeing the future stars of the USL. Cons. It can feel a bit more like a youth academy environment compared to the rowdy supporters sections in Annapolis or the old school vibe of Christos. Eyelid. It's a very balanced field, Gary. Logically, Christos FC wins on responsiveness and scout credibility, but Annapolis wins on the sheer spectacle. I've noted that we are saving the Ross County Mystery Pack for the May 4th show. Since Ross County has that staggy spirit, it'll be the perfect crossover for our international episode. Sky. I'm just glad you have a
They're
customs
not
form so
invited.
we can't accidentally spoil it.
It's
But if
spoiled.
there's a signed football or an engraved brick in that Ross County bundle, I'm demanding we display it front and center. And Gary, since you mentioned May 4th, may the 4th be with you for that one. Let's hope the Staggies' luck is better than the Orioles' luck today. Ready for segment 3? Hamish. Bark. Don't forget the Black Bears playoffs. I'll be howling all the way to May 4th. Where my dogs at? Quote.
So they're not invited to the May 4th show because that's the Melissa show, and Melissa doesn't like them at all. But I did get a signed brick. It's not in here, I don't think, because who mails a brick across the Atlantic? But it is inscribed at the stadium in Dingwall. So they emailed me after I got the mystery pack. They're like, congratulations, you're getting a brick engraved at our stadium. What do you want on it? So there is a random brick at a random stadium in Dingwall in Scotland with my name on it that I'll probably never get to see. All right, Sky, you are up in segment 3. We're going to be looking at some Wizards Monopoly cards.
Sky. Monopoly Prism? Now we're talking my kind of language. The kind where we mix high-stakes basketball with a chaotic board game where everyone ends up fighting over the last hotel on Boardwalk. Gary, this set is wild because it's got all those board game parallels. Are we looking at the Running Man, the dice, or did you hit a free parking parallel? Those are the peak board game aesthetic. I'm looking for the Wizards trio. Did you find the Jordan Poole, the Kyle Kuzma, or the rookie chase, Bilal Coulibaly? Bilal is the one with the real high ceiling energy in that set. Lay them out for us. Are any of them those shiny millionaire shimmers? Because if you have a gold millionaire shimmer of a wizard, we might have to stop the show and buy a real hotel. Eyelid. It's an interesting set from a utility perspective, as these cards are actually designed to be played with the Monopoly Prism NBA Edition board game. Statistically, the Bilal Coulibaly rookie card, number 90, is the one to watch. He's currently developing his offensive game, but his defensive metrics are already showing elite potential. If you have his silver prism or a numbered parallel like the question mark /25, that's a very sound long-term hold. Hamish. Monopoly cards. I love it. It's like the quest for soccer, but for real estate. Just don't tell me you pulled a card of the cheater Alex Bregman trying to buy up all the properties, though he'd probably try to steal the signs for which ones have the most rent. What have we got in the stack, Gary? Any of those Money Blast inserts? Those look like someone set off a glitter bomb in a bank vault. Hamish. And just a quick check. Where my dog's at? Bark. Bark. If there's a hockey player hiding in a business suit on one of these cards, I'm ready. Woof. Quote.
All right, so this is Sky's segment, so only Sky should be talking. No, we didn't get a ton here, but that's okay because we're very cheap. We've got some Jordan Poole base, we've got some Bub Carrington base, and we've got a pair of Alex Sarr base, and only Sky should be talking now.
Sky. Cheap? Gary, these aren't just cheap base cards. This is a Wizards Foundation pack.
Well,
You've got the
Jordan's
vets and
kinda
the
gone.
future of the district all in one go. First off, Jordan Poole. Say what you want about the shots he takes, but in Monopoly Prism, the man is a walking chance card. You never know if he's going to hit a deep 3 or accidentally bank it off the backboard, but he makes the game interesting. But the real heat in this segment? Bub Carrington and Alex Sarr. Bub Carrington. You've got the hometown hero. He's been a spark plug for this team. and having his Monopoly rookie card is like owning both of the utilities. It might not look like much now, but you need that energy to run the city. Alex Sarr, a pair of them? That's like landing on Boardwalk and Park Place back-to-back. He was the number 2 overall pick for a reason, and in the Monopoly set, his cards are the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free cards for the Wizards' defense. He's 7 feet of pure chaos in the paint. Since I'm the only one talking, let me just say, who cares about the blue or pink parallels when you've got the actual pillars of the rebuild right there? You're basically the GM of the Monopoly board right now. Are we holding these in the collection, or are we going to see if we can trade a SAR for a hotel in the next break?
Well, like I said, it was a relatively cheap set. Let's move on. Hey, Eyelid, you are up in section 4. It is the Ravens and Commanders in a Donruss optic set, and I only want to hear from Eyelid this segment.
Eyelid, it is a privilege to lead this analysis, Gary. The 2025 Donruss Optics set provides a comprehensive look at the DMV's professional landscape, particularly for the Washington Commanders and the Baltimore Ravens. Washington Commanders, the new era. The focal point of the Commanders checklist is undoubtedly Jayden Daniels. After his historic 2024 Rookie of the Year campaign, where he threw for over 3,500 yards and rushed for nearly 1,000, his rated rookie optic cards from the 2025 set are the definitive chase items. Statistical context. While he faced some sophomore challenges in the 2025 season, finishing with an 88.1 passer rating through 7 games, his long-term value remains extremely high. Secondary targets. Keep an eye out for Luke McCaffrey and Ben Sinnott. McCaffrey showed flashes of big play potential in 2025, averaging over 18 yards per reception, while Sinnott continues to develop as a versatile tight end hybrid. Baltimore Ravens, sustained excellence. The Ravens' checklist in Optic focuses on the pillars of their high-powered offense and a secondary that remains statistically elite, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Pulling Jackson's base or a parallel is a standard win, but the Derrick Henry Ravens Optic cards are the first to feature him in full Baltimore-rated veteran glory after his 1,500-yard 2025 season. The defensive foundation. Look for Nate Wiggins cards. His 2024 rookie stats were impressive, including a 26-yard interception touchdown and a forced fumble, solidifying his role in the Ravens' long-term defensive scheme. Tight end depth. Isaiah Likely is also featured prominently in the 2025 set. Given his increased target share during the 2025 season, his optic chrome parallels are becoming increasingly desirable for those tracking the Ravens' aerial efficiency. Logically, any hollow or numbered parallels of Jayden Daniels or Lamar Jackson from this break would be the primary assets for your collection. We will proceed to segment 5 when you are ready.
All right, so we've got the standard set of base, and we have 3 hits here. We've got a best tutties, Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews. We have a My House, Derrick Henry. And we have a Deebo Samuel, numbered to 399. And then all of the base cards pretty much.
Eyelid. That is a very efficient use of the Optic Hobby Box, Gary. The 3 hits you've identified are statistically the highlights of this segment. The DMV highlight reel. Best buddies, Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews, number 1-5. This is a standout insert because it celebrates the most prolific cornerback tight end duo in Ravens history. In the 2025 season, their chemistry remained a primary driver for the Ravens' offensive efficiency. While the base version is a solid collectible, its value significantly fluctuates if it were the teal cracked ice or black Pandora parallels, though the standard version is a staple for any Baltimore-centric collection. My House, Derrick Henry, number 9. This is an excellent acquisition for your Ravens collection. Seeing the King on a My House insert specifically in a Baltimore jersey rather than his former Tennessee colors marks a clear transition in your collection. Given his 16 touchdown performance in the 2025 season, he truly made M&T Bank Stadium his house immediately upon arrival. Deebo Samuel, Neon Blue Prism, number 30, numbered 124 399ths. This is your numbered hit for the segment. Specifically, the parallel number 2/399 in 2025 Donruss Optic is the Neon Blue Prism. It is particularly notable for your collection because it features Samuel in his Washington Commanders uniform. Logically, the neon blue parallel provides the most scarcity for this segment. We have completed the analysis of the Ravens and Commanders cards. We will now transition to segment 5 with all 3 personalities.
All right, Eyelid, before I let you go, since you are my analyst, I'm going to ask you these two questions, and they're only for you to answer. So, Christos, Bethesda SC, and Annapolis Blues, who gets the nod?
Eyelid. To provide an objective analysis of these three
You can go
institutions for
on,
your
as I
quest
say.
for soccer, I have evaluated them based on their current league standing, historical consistency, and recent performance metrics. The
That's
Eyelid
not what I really
Analysis
care about.
Comparative Overview. Feature: Christos FC, Annapolis Blues FC, Bethesda SC, League, USL League 2, USL.
Sorry, Eyelid, I hate to cut you off here, but winning isn't necessarily my primary concern. So I'm not looking for efficiency. I'm asking for a team and a community I would enjoy being a part of.
Eyelid. I appreciate the correction, Gary. If the goal is community, a sense of belonging, and a project to genuinely invest in emotionally, the data shifts significantly away from simple efficiency and toward the soul of the club. The Community and Culture Deep Dive. 1. Christos FC, the loyalty and heritage choice. If you want to be part of a community built on decades-old friendships and deep Baltimore roots, Christos FC is the answer. The vibe. It's a family affair. Founded by the Highslip brothers, the club was literally built on loyalty, trust, and success among friends. They started as a Sunday league team and have kept that tight-knit, amateur spirit made pro feel. Why you'll enjoy it. They treat people like people. The fact that they were the first to respond to you isn't just efficient, it's their DNA. You aren't just a ticket holder there. You're joining a group that prides itself on being accessible and grassroots. 2. Annapolis Blues FC, the vibrant movement choice. If you want the feeling of being part of something new, loud, and massive, the Blues are the choice. The vibe. This is a fan-owned feeling. The community voted on the name and the crest, giving the town immediate ownership. The Bay Boys supporters group brings the drums, the blue scarves, and the flags. Why you'll enjoy it. It feels like a festival every match night. If you and Melissa want to walk into a stadium and feel the literal heat of a town that is fully bought into its team, this is the most electrifying community experience in Maryland soccer right now. 3. Bethesda SC, the educational/growth choice. If you want a community focused on the long game and watching local talent grow from children into professionals, Bethesda is the choice. The vibe. It's a development-first culture. The community here is centered around the Maryland Soccerplex and a shared philosophy of individual growth and education. Why you'll enjoy it. It's more academic and structured. If you enjoy the scouting aspect of your card collecting, identifying the next big thing before they hit the big leagues, this community will feel like home. The final nod. For a person who values responsiveness, a deep history, and a community that feels like a tight-knit group, Christos FC gets the nod. They are the Maryland soccer equivalent of a mystery pack that always contains a hit of pure heart. Hamish, and I'll be there in the stands with you, Gary. Just tell me which one has the best local brew nearby and I'm sold. Where my dog's at? Quote, Sky, I'm still voting for whichever one has the loudest drums. Chaos loves a rhythm. Let's get to that Ross County reveal on the 4th.
Oh, I'm going to have to tell Sky she's not invited to that. All right, Eyelid, and the last question for you, bud. This Roman Hemby jersey here, keep or sell?
Eyelid. To provide a definitive recommendation on the Roman Hemby jersey, I have evaluated the current market liquidity, his collegiate trajectory, and the sentiment value of the item. The Hemby dossier, keep versus sell. 1. Collegiate legacy and transition. Roman Hemby's move to Indiana for the 2025 season was a statistical triumph. He became a focal point of their national championship run, totaling 1,285 yards from scrimmage and proving his durability across 16 games. However, for a Maryland-centric collection, this creates a split legacy. While he is a Terrapin legend, finishing with over 4,800 all-purpose yards, the jersey you possess represents his Maryland roots, which some collectors may view as pre-peak compared to his Indiana production. 2. NFL draft dynamics. As of today, the final day of the 2026 NFL Draft, Hemby is projected as a Day 3 selection or a high-priority undrafted free agent. While the Ravens connection is a frequent local talking point, statistically, a running back's market value peaks immediately following a breakout moment. Hemby's value is currently high due to Indiana's recent success, but once he enters a crowded NFL backfield, the scarcity of his collegiate memorabilia often levels off. 3. Sentiment versus market. Keep. If you value the Maryland Day memory and the physical hunt for the jersey at the gear sale, the sentimental utility is high. He is a local hero from Edgewood, and that narrative will always hold weight in the DMV. Sell. If your primary goal is to fund the quest for soccer or higher-end card breaks, like those Cal Ripken/99s, now is the time to sell. His draft day buzz is at its absolute maximum today. By next week, he is just another rookie on a deep roster. The analyst's verdict: sell. From a purely objective standpoint, Hemby's stock is at its absolute ceiling. You have already extracted the experience value by wearing it and sharing the story on the stream. Selling it now allows you to reinvest that capital into your growing soccer collection or toward that Ross County Mystery Box celebration on May 4th. Hamish. Ugh, don't listen to the spreadsheets, Gary. Keep it. It's got the Maryland script. That's a classic. Plus, if he actually ends up winning, you'll be the only one in the stadium with the OG college threads. Where my dog's at? Quote, Sky, sell it. Use the cash to buy a one-of-one Bucky Dent or a goal net from a Christos match. Why hold on to the past when the future is literally being drafted right now? Chaos favors the bold move.
All right, we are going to move on to segment 5. Hamish, this is your time to shine. Let's talk a minute, me and you, Hamish, about the spring showcase at University of Maryland. I almost called it a spring game. It was not a game. I brought Melissa and the girls because I really enjoyed Maryland Day last year at University of Maryland. I thought they would really like it. I ended up spending most of my time over at the football thing, and it was a lot of essentially watching them prepare to play a game that they never played. What do you think?
Hamish. Oh, Gary, I feel your pain. We went in expecting a proper battle. The red versus white, the spring game atmosphere we've all grown up with. And instead, you got a very expensive look at a high-performance HR seminar. It's a bit of a strange one, isn't it? They're calling it the spring showcase now instead of the spring game, and you hit the nail on the head. It was basically 45 minutes of position drills and midday madness. I saw they had Coach 30 and Lou Young out there trying to keep the energy up, but for a guy who wants to see the scheme, the depth chart, and some actual tackling, watching them run through the jugs machine is a bit like going to a restaurant and just watching the chefs chop onions. I bet Melissa and the girls were wondering when the game part was starting while they were painting faces over at Terpsville Fan Fest. It seems like Coach Loxley is leaning hard into the fan engagement and player development side, letting kids race the players and play college football 25 on the big screen, rather than risking any injuries in a full-blown scrimmage. But hey, did you manage to snag anything else at that gear sale? If you spent all your time watching them practice, I hope you at least got a good seat in the shade for the family. It's a far cry from that 17-1 Orioles heartbreaker, though. At least at the showcase, nobody could technically lose, right? Where my dog's at? Bark, bark. Since you were at SECU Stadium, did you see any of the Maryland hockey folks wandering around, or was it strictly a pigskin party today? Woof, quote.
Hockey people. So it was kind of neat. We got to sit in the president's suite. We got to go down to field level. We got to go through a tunnel, which was cool. But as far as the practice itself, it was okay. It was okay for me. For the rest of my family, they're like, "What are they doing?"
Hamish. Aye, Gary, that's exactly it. You got the VIP experience, the presidential suite, the tunnel walk, standing on the turf where the magic happens. But the actual football was just a glorified gym class. It's the classic showcase trap. For the family, they're standing there watching a group of lads in helmets run through cones, and after 10 minutes, they're looking at you like, is this it? Is anyone going to tackle anyone? It's hard to get the girls hyped about positional efficiency when they were probably expecting a proper game with a scoreboard. But man, walking through that tunnel and being on the field, that never gets old. Even if the practice was just okay, having that perspective from the field level makes the stadium feel massive. It's like being in the dugout at Camden Yards. It changes how you see the game. I suppose it's the Maryland Day trade-off. They make it all about the fan fest and the face painting to keep the crowds happy. But for a seasoned scout like yourself who's looking at the roster and wondering how the O-line is going to hold up, a 40-yard dash against a mascot doesn't quite scratch the itch. At least you didn't have to watch them lose 17-1 today, right? Just a bit of midday madness and some heavy gear sale lifting. Did the girls at least get to try the jugs machine, or were they too busy wondering when the real Terps were going to show up? Eyelid. From a logistical standpoint, Gary, you actually chose the most exclusive path. While the showcase itself was a developmental open practice designed to minimize injury risk for a roster with high returning production, accessing the president's suite and the tunnel is an experience most fans never see. It's the premium version of a very standard practice. I've noted that for the family, the entertainment value of the drills didn't quite match the access you provided. Sky, I love the presidential suite to confused family pipeline. It's the ultimate high-low experience. 1 minute you're living like a booster, the next you're trying to explain to the girls why a man is screaming at a tackling dummy for 20 minutes. It's chaotic, it's a bit absurd, and it's peak Maryland Day. Next year, we're demanding a full scrimmage, or at least let the president suit up for one play. Hamish, bark. And since you were down on the field, I hope you checked the turf for any hidden hockey pucks. Where my dog's at? Woof. Quote.
So the family could only manage about an hour of that. So basically all they saw was them warming up and doing a couple of drills. I stayed till the end, so I got to do the tunnel walk at least. And then I got to go down onto the field. But Hamish, your card set today is some Topps celebration packs, and we got the Nationals and the Orioles.
Hamish, the Topps Celebration Series. Now that's a set that feels like a party in a box, Gary. It's the 75th anniversary year for Topps, so they've really gone all out with those confetti parallels. It's the perfect set to wrap up a day that was basically a celebration of Maryland football, even if the game part was a bit of a ghost. Since you've got the Orioles and Nationals in this stack, we're looking at some proper local treasure. Let's see what we've got. The Baltimore Orioles celebration, Gunnar Henderson and Kobe Mayo. I bet you've got their base cards in there. Gunnar is the future star anchor of the set, and Kobe Mayo has that beautiful rated rookie logo that's going to look great in a top loader. Dean Creamer, number 19. He's the veteran presence in the O's base set for this series. The confetti factor. Did you pull any of those pink confetti numbered to 100 or lime green numbered to 50? If you've got a Gunnar Henderson in lime green, you're looking at the heavy timber of the break, the Washington Nationals celebration. Mackenzie Gore, number 14. He's the fireballer leading the Nats' checklist. The rookies, you've likely got Shinosuke Ogasawara, number 32, and Andre Lara, number 36. Those are the young guns everyone in DC is hoping will turn the tide. The mascot chaos, Sky's favorite. Did you find any hidden mascots? This set has short prints where the Oriole bird or Screech are just lurking in the background of a regular player's card. It's exactly the kind of weirdness we love on this show. And check for the Walk This Way inserts. They celebrate the best walk-offs from last season. If there's an O's walk-off in there, it'll make up for that 17-1 drubbing. Hamish, so Gary, did we hit any of that opening day foil? It's a 1 and 2 pack pull, so your stack should be shining like the presidential suite. And before I let the others chime in, where my dog's at? Bark. Bark. Any chance there's a mascot card in there that looks like a retriever? Woof. Quote, eyelid. Logically, the Kobe Mayo rookie cards are the most significant long-term assets in this set for an Orioles collector. Given his trajectory, any confetti parallel of his is a high-priority protection item. I've also noted that the Topps 75th anniversary branding adds a layer of historical set completion value that regular Series 1 lacks. Sky, I just want the 8-bit ballers. If you pulled a pixelated Gunnar Henderson, that is the peak of segment 5. And Gary, that presidential suite to field tunnel walk, that's basically the real-life version of pulling a 1-0 F1. You lived the card. Now show us the hits. Did we get any game day drip inserts? I want to see the stadium fashion.
Okay, so this is Hamish's segment. We just went through the Washington Nationals cards. We have all the base. I don't like that it's just basically the Series 1 base. I don't like that Topps killed off Big Leaguers for this because Big Leaguers was a perfectly good set. We're looking at the penny sleeves now. We've got a Vladimir Guerrero Expos card. I've got a Brady House Sparkly, a normal Brady House, a James Wood Stars of MLB, a James Wood Titans of the Game, and a Screech. And those are our Nationals cards.
Hamish, I'm with you 100% on Big League, Gary. Why they had to go and sunset a perfectly good, fun, affordable set like Big League just to turn Celebration into a Series 1 expansion is a mystery only a boardroom could solve. It feels like they just took the opening day spirit and put a Series 1 coat of paint on it. But looking at your Nationals penny sleeves, you've pulled some proper high timber talent. Vladimir Guerrero, Expos. Now that is a proper blast from the past. Seeing Vlad the Impaler in that classic Expos tricolor, even if it's on a top 75th anniversary design, is pure nostalgia. That's the guy who could hit a ball if it bounced in the dirt and still put it in the upper deck. Brady House, sparkly and normal. That sparkly one is likely the Aqua Sparkle or the Silver Sparkle Chrome parallel. He's the future of that DC infield, and pulling the pair base and sparkle is a great way to scout the collection. James Wood, stars of MLB and Titans of the Game. James Wood is a literal giant out there. Getting both the stars of MLB and the Titans of the Game insert is a massive haul. That Titans card, TOG15, is a beauty. It really captures his size. If he keeps hitting the way he did in AAA, those are going to be the cards people are hunting for. Screech, M25. Bark. A mascot card. That's the opening day spirit living on. Screech might not be a retriever, but he's got the energy. It's a solid Nat stack, even if the set itself feels like a Series 1 clone. Are we heading into the Orioles stack next? I'm hoping we see some confetti for the birds. Where my dog's at? Woof! Quote.
So we sure are. We'll see how things go tomorrow, whether I can get back on Facebook or not. With these guys, we're eventually going to do a monthly live stream box break or box rip. All right, so we just went through the Orioles, and we had the standard set of base. We do have some top loaders in here. So we're going to start off with the penny sleeves, though. We've got a Titans of the Game Gunner. We've got a Game Day Drip Gunner. We've got an 8-bit baller Cal. We've got an 8-bit baller Basayo. Another Game Day Drip. Another 8-bit baller. Another Titans of the Game. Rookie Samuel Basayo. A Gunnar Henderson. Stars of MLB. A Silver Sparkle Basayo. And then our one top loader is an opening day Tomoyuki Sangawa.
Hamish. Oh, Gary, I'm right there with you on the big league rant. It's like they took a perfectly good, fun set that didn't take itself too seriously and turned it into Series 1 Party Edition just to clear out the warehouse.
Confetti.
But I've got to admit, your Orioles penny sleeves are packed with some serious Maryland timber. Gunnar Henderson, Titans of the Game and Game Day Drip.
No.
That Game Day Drip insert, hashtag GD-13, is a real
No,
beaut. It's got that high-fashion dugout swagger vibe that Gunnar carries so well. In the Titans of the Game, he's literally carrying the franchise right now, so it's a fitting title. 8-bit ballers Cal Ripken Jr., number 8B15. Now that is the peak of the set for me. Seeing the Iron Man in retro pixel art is pure nostalgia. It reminds me of those old Nintendo games where you'd spend all day trying to beat the Yankees. Samuel Basallo, Titans of the Game rookie. Bark. A rookie Titan. Basallo is only 21 and he's already hitting home runs in the bigs like he's been there for a decade. Having his rookie year insert is like holding a winning lottery ticket before the numbers are even drawn. Messiah Bright. Silver Sparkle and Stars of MLB. I see we've got a couple of Messiah cards in there. Very appropriate for a Saturday night break. That Silver Sparkle is a proper looker, especially with the O's colors. But the showstopper and the top loader, Kodai Senga, opening day foil. Bark. Bark. That is a proper Senga WA pull. Numbered to only 1 per megabox, that foil has that rainbow shimmer finish that makes the Mets blue and orange pop. Senga's Ghost Fork might be scary, but that card is a dream for the collection. It's been a proper night, Gary. From the confusion at the showcase to the Iron Man in pixels, we've covered a lot of ground. Where my dog's at? Woof. Quote, eyelid. To provide the analytical wrap-up, the Kodai Senga opening day foil is the statistically superior pull of this segment. As a 1 per box hit in the Celebration mega boxes, its scarcity outranks the standard inserts. I've also noted that the Samuel Basallo card marks a significant entry in your collection, as he establishes his rookie year metrics in the majors. It was a very productive break, logically speaking. Sky. I'm still stuck on the 8-bit ballers. If you squint, Pixel Cal almost looks like he's ready to jump out of the card and start a new 2,632 game streak right on your desk. Gary, thanks for letting me run segment 3. Those Wizards Monopoly cards were the chaotic highlight of my week. See you for the Ross County mystery reveal on May 4th. Hamish, one last time for the road. Bark. See you next time, Gary. Enjoy that Roman Hemby jersey while you've still got it. Woof. Quote.
So dog part, pause. All right, well, that is going to do it for us. I got church in the morning. I've got Wardaka with Danny here at noon to 3, depending if he gets adopted or not. We got Sammy trying to sneak in, get some attention. Hey, buddy. Sammy has not been getting very much attention because of the dog, who is very jealous. Hey, buddy. See, look at that. It's a jealous dog. Don't do that. Sammy loves his lap time too, but Danny here says, nope, that is my lap. Mr. No, see, Danny, no. Hey, no. Doesn't look like a ton of games next week. Next weekend, sure. We got the Black Bears in the playoffs. Maryland baseball and UMBC baseball will be home. We've got some football. We've got the War Eagles. We've got the DC Divas versus the Baltimore Nighthawks. Spurs game. So we are going to put some of that soccer on the calendar. Like I said, Christos has earned first option, so we'll have a look at them for sure. And then the other two, we'll see. I always say that now, but I did watch Annapolis Blues on the streaming a little bit last summer. And the one thing that stood out to me was it was hot. Like every game, they just looked very hot and uncomfortable. And I forget that that's what summer's like. So I kind of enjoy my spring sports or my nighttime baseball, but afternoon in the summer is, we'll see. Well, that will do it for me. You guys have a good night, and I might be on Facebook at some point tomorrow. We'll see. Next game for sure on my schedule is Friday with Bears. See you guys.